Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Mikhail and Sherna Get Fit. My name is Sherna,
My name is Mikhail.
and together we are Mikhail and Sherna Get Fit. Now, today's episode is something that we teased in the last episode, and it's something that is a little bit dear to both of our hearts. And it's about the struggles that we may face when it is we exercise together. Now, we usually record all of our workout sessions and we publish it on TikTok. And while it is those workout sessions are always amazing, working out together helped us to, I guess, unlock a new path in our relationship. In the sense where we had to understand each other a little bit better and meet each other where we were.
Yeah.
Before we get into the episode though, I want to encourage you all to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That is Mikhail and Sherna Get Fit. Follow our Facebook page. Check us out on Instagram as well as TikTok for all the live updates for every single workout that we do. And we usually post like 4 times a week. So I really want to tell you all, thank you so much for joining us on this journey. We are so pleased to have you all here listening to our journey as we document this live moment where we push the boundaries of ourselves and try to lose 50 to 60 pounds. And so, Mikhail, I'm going to open the floor to you. I'm actually going to throw you under the bus.
Okay, I never heard.
And I want to ask you, what is it like working out with me and exercising?
That's a good question. So, working out with you initially was a shift. So, before you used to see me exercising at the gym, I was doing a lot of strength training. And I realized I came to the point that I needed to do more cardio to shave off the fat now.
Yeah.
Even though you might say sexiness, I need to have it off because I realize that I need to be more, my body needs to be more efficient. And like going into it with you, I kind of struggle with cardio.
Yeah.
Yes. As you know, cardio is not really my thing.
I understand.
But one of the things that we kind of like tied into it was basketball. So with basketball itself, it motivated me to like keep going out with you more and like understand it better.
So I really want to like understand, how would you say like the sessions with me in comparison to your solo workouts? Because in the beginning of our relationship, I met you exercising in a gym by yourself.
Yeah.
And then as our relationship progressed, I checked you out at the gym sometimes. Like I would spot check you. And it was very, very fun to spot check you and then I guess like try out if it is I could like lift the weights that you were lifting at the time. So how was that transition for you in between working out by yourself and then having to switch to change your entire schedule to something that more aligned with, I guess, a team effort? Because working out solo and working out like in a team is 2 different things.
Yes.
So for you, how was that transition?
So working out with Sherna, it helped me push a few boundaries that
Activated you?
activated me and activated me. Yeah, it just released a few beasts inside of me. It brought all like things that I used to be doing before.
Yeah.
And it helped me show like where I am now compared to then. And I would recommend it to anybody to find somebody to work out with. If it is you can't, that is okay.
Understandable. But if you have a partner, it's always great as well to work out with them.
Exactly, especially a very supportive one like Sherna.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I want to just quickly transition into the challenge of working out with you as a partner. Now, I'm telling you all, Mikhail is the sweetest person in the world, but we have to have this real talk moment. We have to talk about basketball and my experience with it. So I remember playing basketball with Mikhail for the first time. And in previous episodes, I touched on the fact that I was very afraid of sports that included an actual ball. Because I had an experience in primary school where I got hit by a ball. It was a football. And I thought to myself that sports are dangerous. And I will never, ever play another sport in my life. And here I am, a couple years later, eating my words back. And you essentially had to go from the beginning, bare basics with me, to explain to me what basketball is beyond me seeing people play it when I was younger, seeing people do it when I was in university. So what I want to touch on is those moments where we exercised together and you essentially had to coach me.
Yeah.
Now, this was not in one of the videos, but I remember we were filming and I had finally gotten a hoop and I was so happy. And based on the previous episodes that we had done, I had embraced you with a hug and I got my hug and I was just like, those moments are so special to me. Like when I could shoot a hoop and I get it. And I turn to you and you just have like your arms open wide to embrace me. It makes me feel like I can do anything. I could do this again and I'll do it again. And those are the things that I guess pull me into exercising with you and doing basketball with you. But one of the things that pushed me away was I remember this moment where I turned around after shooting a hoop. This was the first time we transitioned from just doing ball passes to going straight into an actual game. And I turned to you to get like my good job hug, Sherna. You're so amazing.
You get it.
And I was met with, go and get the ball, go and get the ball, go and get the ball. And I was taken aback. I was hurt. I was expecting a hug and a kiss. And I got a clap. As in, hey, attention, go and get the ball. We're in a game. The timer is going down. And I thought to myself, I don't want to play this game with him anymore. Yeah. Coach Mikhail is not fun.
Yeah.
Coach Mikhail is serious. And I want to have fun. So I think it's about balancing the fun version of you. And I think it's about being able to code switch in terms of fitness while it is you are in a relationship. So I really want to say that while it is exercising with you was fun and still is, we had that moment where we had to learn each other. We had to learn, okay, while I am coaching Sherna, she is still my girlfriend. She's wearing both hats right now. Girlfriend and I guess competitor in a sense. Trainee, yeah. So I want to just throw it out to you and I want to ask you, how did you find that balance eventually to differentiate between girlfriend Sherna and trainee Sherna as a coach to me? And was that hard?
So first of all, when I was trained to play basketball, my coaches, they tend to be strict, but at the same time too, they were also very caring. Right after the game, that is. During the game, they tend to be strict, but after the game, they were all nice and hunky-dory. That was a similar way how I was with Sherna. And it was something that was subconscious with me. And I took that from my training, my previous training, and brought it here. So I was like kind of like pushing it on Sherna.
It's kind of like you were taught something and you were then teaching it to me the way that you were taught.
Yeah, the exact way actually how I was taught. And the way how it is, I found balance because I realized that it wasn't my teaching method. It was not the best for him. It wasn't the best for us actually. And the way how I found balance was, it's like if I just teaching a baby how to do something.
Why are you saying it like that?
Well, yeah, teaching a baby how to walk, right?
Yeah, okay,
yeah,
fine.
So you're teaching a baby how to walk, you're congratulating them, like, hey, congrats, like, giving them a big hug and a big kiss after that. And even though, like, they have to continue walking until they get to run, like, you hold their hand along the way. So after that, I just guided her through making shots, through layups, and sometimes I even held her hand so that she could know how to shoot, because there were times where she felt down and bad about herself. And I was like, no, don't feel bad. It's okay. Everybody makes a little mistake here and there. And even though like she may do like a mistake here and there, still give them a word of encouragement. Even when it is they make like a good shot, like afterwards, give them a hug and go and get the ball with her. So that's what I did.
Oh yeah, sometimes, we did that quite a bit because I remember like there were moments where I was so stressed out. I tried, I failed, I didn't get the hoop. And as fun as it looks, like it is very stressful to lose, So like I remember you would be like, baby, let's go get the ball together.
Yeah.
Like it's not just, because I think a coach may not say, let's go get the ball together.
Our coach would say, go and get the ball and bring it back and make the shot again.
And I think in our relationship as well as overall in a relationship, when you are working out with somebody and doing a sport with them, you also have to have some form of humanity or ensure that the workout resembles that relationship that you have. Because while it is you're in a different space, the invitation is not to ignore this person and dismiss them as a partner and just have them as a trainee, have them as a, somebody who's a part of the competition. But it's also to ensure that this person that you are exercising with is enjoying the workout. Because if we never had that conversation, I would have never wanted to work out with you playing that sport again. And it goes back into a previous episode, which is that memory of weight loss, that memory when somebody told me that I couldn't do something. If it is you made me feel like I couldn't, that memory stays with me. And because of the adjustment you made, I think it then forced me to be able to acknowledge and to appreciate who I'm speaking to when we are playing on the court. So this is not Mikhail the coach, Mikhail the boyfriend. It's the two of them in one. And we had to make that person together. We had to create a combination of us as a partner and us as a coach.
Correct.
And us as a trainee, us as a partner. Because when you say, let's go get the ball together, it makes me feel like, okay, this is not just about losing and going again. This is about togetherness. This is about teamwork. And again, the important part was knowing when to push me and when to be supportive. Because if it is that I was playing and I didn't get the hoop for whatever reason, and you said to me, nah, you have to go again. You're doing nonsense. Go and do it again. Those kinds of negative words won't really sit well and right with me. Not that you've ever said that to me, but I'm just saying for example purposes. You have to be able to understand, and we have to be able to differentiate when to push and when to be supportive. Because there were moments where I did not want to go and get the ball because I was just so upset. And you were like, okay, I will go and get the ball. And I think those moments remind me of, why I fell for you, why I'm falling for you, because it reminds me of how, gentle you are.
Make me blush, baby. Make me blush.
I really want to touch on you being a coach again. Now, I think that the definition of a coach that you gave me before was that a coach is do this and do that and nothing else. And that was like a major issue in our relationship. Because a coach is someone who essentially tells you what to do. And in a relationship where we are trying to work out together, where we say fitness is better when you do it together, fitness is fun, we are not trying to do anything serious. Like, yes, it is important for us to, I guess, do the workouts correctly. But if it is that I am bantering and like making you feel using like words that don't resonate well with you, you don't receive it well, it's not going to be the best like form of exercising for you.
Something I want to add to is that in the actual definition of a coach, what a coach actually does, they look at actually just improving the skills of the person. So what I'm saying is that like when I realized that I was only looking at the skills and only looking at the discipline part and only logic, I wasn't looking at the emotions behind it. And that's where like I found like this balance and transition to this point where it is that I could teach you certain skills, but at the same time too, be a partner.
Is it hard to switch in between like me, the girlfriend, and me, like the competitor? Because sometimes we compete with each other on the court. Like, is it hard to switch in between two of them?
Every time we just compete, we're talking about.
Really?
But, yeah, every time, yeah. But no, it's not a hard thing to switch with that, because the way how we make it fun for each other. I mean, even like in one of the last episodes, we was laughing at thing where it is, we couldn't even like make the basket. It's like, oh gosh, 5 seconds, 3 seconds, baby. Yeah, like that. Yeah, like we competing, yes, like who getting most baskets and thing, but at the same time too, it's just a game.
Ooh,
between us. It's just a game.
It is.
We're not competing for money at all. We're here to grow with each other.
This is not a basketball league.
Yeah.
Like, we're not, there with like all of the professionals judging us. This is just you and me on the court.
Yeah.
Mikhail and Sherna getting fit.
And the people who we're actually playing against is ourselves.
Ooh.
We're not playing against
each
nobody
other.
else.
Oh,
yeah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Yeah. So reason why is because in the previous episodes I said that it's 1% better every day. That has been 1% better the person who you were before. So you have to look at yourself in the mirror and be like, how it is I can become better each day. That is why every time like we call, there's like what else that we can add, what else that we could do, how we could push the boundaries more, what else we could be doing to improve ourselves.
That's why I think like we always do the squats a little bit better than before.
Correct.
Because before I couldn't do the squats too good. I was complaining when I reached at like the 10 squats. And I'm just here like, baby, I'm tired.
I got to it.
And you know, I'm now at a point where because I did it so much and I keep doing it every single day, I'm a little bit better. I'm 1% better. And that is the invitation. The invitation is to actually do that, to be 1% better. Not to be perfect, but to be better.
Yeah.
And not to, you know, scrutinize me and criticize me on the court, but to say, hey, baby.
It's okay.
But do it this way.
Yeah.
You know?
So
there were many moments where you did that to me. So I'm never going to say that you're a terrible teacher because I do not think you are. I may be a terrible learner. But I just think that once it is we had that understanding, that conversation to say, softer please, like we are still in a relationship. Can we just, I want Mikhail the boyfriend.
Pardon a bit now. Pardon a bit.
Pardon, sir.
Yeah.
Please and thank you. And I want to also transition into that pep talk moment on like how it is we support each other in the workout itself. Because we all have moments. There were moments when we were exercising together and we didn't have a good day. In one of the reels as well, like you were missing quite a bit of the shots. And I was winning. And I think I remember at one point I told you, are you okay? And like we have also recognized that there are multiple moments that you would have when it is you're working out. But you always have to push through them with support. And just understand when to push, understand when to be supportive, understand when to stop and when to start.
Yeah.
So I think there are a lot of challenges that people may face overall when it is they are having their workouts. So some challenges that we identified that we actually had was some physical challenges. Mm-hmm. And the physical challenges actually came in the form of like fatigue and like soreness with you. Because there were moments where I love cardio. And as much as I love cardio, I could jump rope up to 1,000 and more. I could jump in jacks up to maybe 100 and something.
Skills, right?
And I would not feel sore. I would not feel fatigued. I remember I told someone I was exercising and they told me, are you sore? And I was like, no, I'm not sore. And I actually kind of wondered if I was doing something wrong. But for you specifically, that did not work out well for you.
Yeah. Because also my body isn't like used to the cardio.
Yeah.
I wanted to try the jumping jacks and doing the jump rope. My leg specifically isn't used to like the weight and like me pounding up my legs like that. Mm-hmm. So my shins end up starting to hurt. And I couldn't do my jumping jacks. That's when some of the episodes you saw out. I couldn't do the jump ropes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even some of the squats too. There was a time when I couldn't do like much squats and the jumping jacks. Like I would try to do some of the jumping jacks. Specifically in when it was in 9th vlog, we did the jumping jacks, and right after when we got into the basketball game, I wasn't doing much layups at all.
Yeah.
And I wasn't jumping much. That's because my shins were actually hurting. So most of what I did was like a quick jog and just taking the ball and shooting it and just showing you how to actually shoot. That's what it was. So the game was more of like a practice session for you because the way how my legs were, I couldn't take the pressure at the time. Even like now, I can't take much pressure, but as we go along, my body is coming on my weight. So my legs are also getting stronger and they're also repairing.
What I actually wanted to ask you about as well was, what was the contrast like between your personal gym routine and you doing the outdoor exercises with me? Because I think you actually went through a more drastic change than me. You actually went from being in a gym, lifting weights, doing no cardio, to going up cardiac hill, jogging around the court, running up and down with the basketball, doing jumping jacks, doing ball passes. You had quite a bit of an adjustment to make. And I really want to understand from your point of view at least, what was your gym experience like in contrast to this one? And was it a shock to you? Because I know that you experienced like a lack of energy as well sometimes, because like your body was getting weighed down. Like it was harder for you because you were not accustomed to cardio like to that intensity. Even jump ropes, like you have done jump ropes, off camera before. And because of like the force and like the level of highness, I guess you go when you jump in. I don't know if there's a word. Yeah. You tend to like damage your shin, hurt your actual leg, like your foot itself, and you don't experience a lot of success through those methods of exercising. Yeah. So what I'm really trying to ask is, what was the gym routine like for you? And did you feel like you were basically dropped off the face of the earth into this big pool of like, whoa, what is this experience?
That's exactly how it would feel. And that's for about anybody who would move from strength training to like cardio.
Would you recommend it?
I'd recommend it depending on your goals.
Okay.
Because at the time, my goal was to gain more strength, to be stronger. And now my goal is to lose more weight.
Yeah.
Now, my body, it felt... I remember the first few days exercising and going up cardiac hill and doing laps around the court, actually. Yeah. Where my body was like, nah, what do you weight, way? Mm-hmm. You shouldn't be doing this. You built for more than this. You built different. Mm-hmm. This ain't for you, boy. That's what my body was saying. But at the same time, too, I needed to have some form of discipline to keep moving, to keep my body moving. And each day, like doing it, each day like exercising, I felt tired, yes, but and the end goal was to lose weight. So while that was my end goal, I needed to like slowly adjust myself. So I didn't get into the cardio like immediately and start hammering my body down. It was like a few baby steps, similar to how Sherna did a few baby steps in basketball. I just did a few baby steps, like some walking, some jogging, doing some exercises with her, and just doing things I like.
I also think that makes sense. Like, I agree with what you're saying, because there genuinely were times where I would try to encourage you, hey, do you want to do jump rope with me? Because we have 3 ropes, actually. And, well, he doesn't use it because he's like, this is not my thing, Sherna. I don't think that this is the thing that works best for me. If you ask me to jog around the court, I will. If you ask me to do ball passes with you, I will. But if you ask me to do jump ropes with you, I'm not able to do that because, like, that is not where my body is at right now. So, like, I think your focus had to have been to adjust to the actual exercise that made the most sense to you. And for you, that was doing layups, that was playing basketball, because there were many moments where I would be doing jump rope and you'd be doing basketball in the background, because, again, it goes into understanding that, okay, what workout does Mikhail actually want to do? Because we did that, implemented that, the lack of energy that you felt kind of was reduced in the sense that, okay, you're doing exercises that are more tailored towards your body and your lifestyle and what you think is better and best for you. So beyond that, I also want to touch on like a few more like areas in terms of like the challenges that people may come across, because yes, we may feel sore and fatigued, but does that mean that we should stop exercising? No, because I heard, I don't know if you would agree with this, but I heard that when it is like you feel soreness, that's like your muscle repairing or something like that. Like your body is like breaking down the muscle to build it back up.
So soreness is actually small tears in the muscles.
That's why I think that like beyond your soreness and your fatigueness, beyond your lack of energy, I think that the invitation is always to try to work out, because yes, these are some physical challenges that you may have. Right now we're discussing the physical challenges, the emotional challenges that people may have that would prevent them from exercising. And then there are also, like relationship struggles that people may have that may prevent them from exercising. And as we kind of transition into the emotional challenges, something that we wanted to touch on is stress and anxiety in terms of exercising. For me, I started my exercising journey between 2022 to 2024. And this was as a direct result of the life that I had. Like, again, my world was crashing. It felt like the world was on fire and I was still in it.
Yeah.
And work, relationships, and your personal life drama plays a key role in your feeling and desire to exercise. That is a fact. There are many, many things that are in your direct environment that would pose as distractions from you achieving your goals.
Or even threats, actually.
Yeah. So it doesn't mean that, okay, if it is that, I'm having stress at work, stress at home, stress in different aspects or different areas of my life, does this then mean that I should not exercise? I do think that these are some things that could deter you from, I guess, like fully experiencing the weight loss journey that you would like to have. For me, at that time, when I experienced this life-changing moment, I think that I did not exercise when things got too heavy, too hard. There are moments where I used it as fuel to exercise and I got really, really small. But then as the years went on, I transitioned from exercising consistently to help deal with the stress and my anxiety at that time, to eating consistently to deal with my stress and my anxiety at that time. So there are a lot of emotional challenges that people may have. There are people who may even have like self-doubt issues. Like, I don't know if I could exercise. I don't know if I could go the route, like go the full way. I don't know what would people think if they saw me exercising on the road. What would people think if they saw me walking up Cardiac Hill? What do people think if they saw me running up and down outside? I think people also have like, what would people think if it is that they are in the gym and I'm running outside the gym? They would think something's wrong with me, like I can't use a gym. And that's an okay thought for people to think.
Yeah.
Because I genuinely believe that beyond these challenges that exist within our body, right? Because I've learned that things are challenges, yes, but I've also realized that like a problem is a problem to the person who's having the problem.
Right. Exactly, actually.
Yeah. So like, how are you going to use that problem to an advantage?
Yeah.
So if it is my problem right now is that I'm overweight, how am I going to find a way to adjust that? I want to lose weight. I'm going to exercise outside of a gym.
Yeah.
If I can't afford to go to a gym, we have many landscapes in Trinidad, many savannas. There's the Queen Park Savannah that I know people exercise around.
Trinidad is mostly bush, if it didn't.
And there's always places to exercise outside of and beyond a gym.
Also, something I want to point out too is confidence.
Yeah.
So, a lot of people, even ourselves, before
Yeah.
it is we started this journey, we thought that there are a lot of things that we couldn't do until it is we actually started doing it.
Like what?
Yeah, even like you, sometimes you might think that you might not be able to
Make a hoop.
make a hoop and be like, I'm bad at this something until
Yeah.
like, you just slowly but surely like learn the correct thing.
I also think I want to mention as well, like there were moments where as Coach Mikhail taught me how to do layups. And you taught it to me and I got really upset because I couldn't do it. And I kept telling myself, I can't do it. I can't do it. I don't want to play anymore. I can't do it. So we're in the mood of the game to the point where you actually would have told me, like you stopped shooting and you just gave me the ball. Every time I didn't make a hoop, you gave me the ball. Should I try again? Do the layup. Should I try again? Do the layup.
Yeah.
Try again.
Yeah.
And I think that the confidence was lacking for me because I didn't think I could do it. And you told me something. It was very funny. You said, love the ball.
Love the ball, feel the ball, understand the ball, be one with the ball. The ball is with you, and I'm with the ball.
And I think like, while as funny as that might be, I do think that if it is that you don't have the confidence to say, I can, I will, and I'm going to, you're not going to. You're basically going to be telling yourself negative connotations.
Yeah.
And you would believe it to the point where you'd be stuck in a bottomless pit.
Yeah.
A bottomless pit of I can't and I wish. And I think that we spend so much time thinking about, can I do this? Do I have the confidence to? When you could spend that time doing.
Yeah. And once it is you actually start getting it, your confidence will actually start to increase.
Oh, yeah, I did.
And also, it is better to try than fail to try.
Yeah.
So, if it is you stuck in one position and telling yourself, I can't do it, then you wouldn't do it because you're not going anywhere. So try. Even if it is you might be doing the correct thing at first, still try. And you'll be able to see what you can do. As you go along the way, your confidence will increase.
So I want to actually transition into learning and growing together as opposed to focusing on things being perfect. Because I think that in order for something to eventually be perfect, you have to grow first.
Correct.
And throughout like many of the things that we did, whether it was basketball, whether it was jogging, whether it was, all of the other workouts that we would do together, we may not have started off at 100.
Correct.
And that is okay. But in terms of like you coaching me, because there are a lot of like issues that come up in terms of like relationships, right? For the couples that struggle with different fitness goals, I think it is very important to have like a schedule and a regimen of like, what would you do to incorporate the other person's exercise into your routine? If it is that you know for a fact that the person does not want to do it by themselves, because Mikhail actually creates our fitness schedule for the week. And there's a document that we have. Some days we do what he likes.
Correct.
And that is how we incorporated cardiac hill into our routine. It was because we were doing the jogs around the court. We did the dribbling around the court. We did regular jogs. And that was okay, but it wasn't enough for me. But then we began incorporating my exercise into our routine. The fact of the matter is you're always going to clash at some point in time. There is always going to be something that you do that I may not like.
Yeah.
But I have to tell you about it, and then we'll be able to incorporate it, which is why we incorporated going on cardiac hill in day 9 as well. That is where it is we would have actually incorporated going on the hill. It's not just about changing it up, for the purpose of the video. It's about changing it up for the purpose of the routine. Because I know at times your body actually gets bored of doing the same thing over and over again.
As guess what custom actually is.
That you stop losing the weight.
Yeah. Because something that I was talking to Auntie Crystal about just yesterday is that we were reaching to a point where 100 squats wasn't being enough.
Like it was too little?
Yeah, it was starting to become too little. Like
the videos started getting shorter because you guys were doing so quickly.
Yeah, actually. So we started off I think it was like we did 30 squats and 30 squats, like those type of segments.
Yes.
And then we went off to like something more heavy. We started to do 50 squats and 50 squats. And sometimes do 40, and 20.
Yeah.
Like going up to 50 squats, we started to feel it burn like around 20.
Yeah.
And then we started to feel it like around 35 because our body got like so accustomed
to it.
And it was like, hey, do something harder now.
That is why I think the incorporation of like different types of workout is so pivotal for your body.
Correct.
Like you have to have a schedule so that you'll know what you're doing every single day, every week.
Correct.
Because like, I don't like getting up in the morning and now asking, what are we going to do today?
Correct.
We have a set schedule so that our bodies would not be accustomed to that jog around the court.
Correct.
That little dribble around the court.
Correct.
Like sometimes we push ourselves a little bit harder. We may do 3 laps up cardiac hill or 2 laps up cardiac hill followed by like a different workout, whether it's Russian twists or step ups or whatever other like workouts that we may find fit to do at that time. But we would incorporate something different, like to target different muscles or like different areas in our body. Even though I know you can't like spot train to exercise, like just to have your body doing something different. Because when I lost 50 pounds from the period of 2022 to 2023, I know for a fact that my body starts to plateau. It starts to plateau because I was doing the same thing, 2 laps up cardiac hill, 2 sets of crab walks, and I think...
You're just maintaining the body.
Yeah, it was just... My body was like, this is boring. Give me something new. What is wrong with you? This same thing you're feeding me for the last 8 months? Yeah. So I do think that it is very, very important to do a different thing, do a different workout, and incorporate your partner's routine into your routine if it is that you all are maybe have different goals, but also want to depend on each other or have somebody there with you.
Correct.
Outside of a gym, right? I think something I want to touch on is that people tend to look back at their older photos of themselves and go, I was so small in 2018, I was so small in 2020. Look how big I am now. I can't lose the weight now. Like if I'm big now, I might as well just get bigger.
Yeah.
I don't think that that is something that you should do. I think that you should always acknowledge, yes, I've gained weight. Yes, I'm not where I want to be, but yes, I can also be where I want to be.
Correct.
Once it is I put in the work. Because if it is you don't put in the work, if you sit down here and dream and talk on this podcast and just say, I want to go and
I want to do
this thing that I wanted to do before that I could have done in the past, you're not going to get anywhere.
Could I do this? Could I do that?
I don't think a dream is going to come out of your head and become reality if you don't put in the work. So as it is, we are trying to accomplish our goals. We are getting a lot of support from a lot of people. We have to do our due diligence. That is to do the workouts, to actually sit down, stand up and walk up and walk up and down the hill, to create our workouts, to create our schedule, because we have to prove ourselves right. We have to do what is best for us. We have to show past us that we could get to that point again. And weight loss is simple. If it is, you use the same method that you gave in the previous episode, which is exercise more and eat less.
Yeah.
That's all you have to do.
Yeah. Also the type of food that we would be eating.
Yeah.
But again, we're going to talk about it in a different episode.
Yeah, we will.
Now, as we come closer to the end of this episode, I want to put a few takeaway points. Know when to push and when to be supportive. So this is also relating to me finding a type of balance in the coaching way, and also being a boyfriend to Sherna, being a proper partner. And one last thing, that is discipline matters more than motivation.
Yeah.
So motivation itself is nice to have, it gets you going at first. But now, since it's been a while since we started this journey, at least a bit over a week now, that the discipline that you have now, the consistency, the drive that you should have, that is what will keep you going. Even if it's not on some days you may not feel it just because of how you're feeling, you keep pushing, you keep going, regardless of now. I'm not saying that if it's you have a break and thing, no. If you have a break, go break, nah. By all means, take a little break and thing, take a week or so. And rejuvenate yourself. But just remember that discipline matters more than motivation. Don't be in a high horse all the time. And know when to push and when to be supportive.
I think my biggest takeaways as we kind of wrap up this episode is that we have to be humble as well. Because I think one of my bigger issues was the fact that I was a big know-it-all. I was an airhead. And I did not want to incorporate some of the things that you wanted to do at the start. Because, it was simple stuff. You would tell me, Sherna, let's walk and then jog. And I'd be like, nah, let's jog and then jog,
Yeah.
And that didn't work out. And then eventually I had to go, oh, you're right. Let's walk and then jog.
Yeah.
So I think the bigger takeaway is for me to be able to humble myself in certain exercises and just be able to take, the wise counsel of my boyfriend, especially if it is that you are better at basketball than I am. I'm not supposed to be getting sour because I can't do a layup. I'm not supposed to be getting sour because you're making more hoops than me.
Yeah.
It's a given. So humble yourself when it is you're playing with your partner, especially if it is that he or she may have been doing it for a longer time than you would have been doing it. You will get to their point if you keep trying.
Yes.
If you stop and you pout and you feel sad, like me, you would not be able to succeed at all. What you will have to do is you'll have to dust off your shoes, put on your big girl pants, and
big boy pants,
and try again.
Yeah.
That's what you need to do.
Something I want to add to that is that even though you may feel bad when it is humbling yourself, or you might be sad, it's okay to feel that way. Just to stay in that spot.
I agree.
If you stay in that spot, you're not going to go anywhere.
I really agree with what you're saying. So as we come to an end, we want to thank you all so much for listening to this episode. We're always so excited to have this conversation with you all. This podcast is not just get fit now, get fit quick. This podcast is our baby project. This is what we want everybody to know about how we overcame the struggles in our relationship in terms of exercising and how it is we actually exercise together. Our on days, our off days, everything in between. And we encourage you all to keep listening. If it is that you all have any topic that you want us to discuss, you can find the link to our Google document where we'd be reviewing to see any comments that you'd like us to discuss there. You can find it in the show notes. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube, our Instagram, our TikTok, and our Facebook page. I would really love to interact with you all and to see your journey too, because I think the invitation is always to try and to never stop.
And it's okay to fail sometimes. Just keep moving. It's not okay to fail to try, as the only time fail is not acceptable.
You take my point.
I take a point.
So thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. Oh, and also don't forget to check out Auntie Crystal. Her information will be linked in the show notes as well. We are always happy to have this conversation with y'all, and we hope to see y'all again soon. Bye.
Peace out.